The Twin Valley Locker Room Show takes you inside of Tiger Chorale in the music department at Clay Center High School. We're joined today by two of the seniors in Tiger Chorale. The Twin Valley Locker Room Show is powered by Pulse Internet. All your devices, one superior connection. We have Dylan Moon, we have Wyatt Kifper, part of Tiger Chorale. And let's get into this week because that's Entertainment Week. You gear up for this a long, long time. When does the actual work start on this performance coming up Thursday and Friday, Wyatt?
Oh, I would say probably about 2 months ago is when we start preparing, adding all the songs. It's after our spring concert.
Gotcha. And do you guys have input on what's going to be performed, or Mrs. Bergston take care of all that?
We get to pick most of it. She sets them up on the board over there, and we raise our hand, vote for each song. And for our guys and girls song, we have most of the input, as long as she can find it on whatever website we order.
Gotcha. Now the solo performances, did you audition? Are you doing one?
Yeah, we're both in a duet, separate duets. And those are auditioned. Not everyone gets one, but most performances are accepted from the auditions.
Can we let the cat out of the bag on what you're doing, or is that something we save for performance night? You can go ahead and tell us.
I'm singing a duet with Haley Franson, and the song I'll Be by Edwin McCain.
Very cool. We're going 90s, I think, for Edwin McCain, if I'm not mistaken. Dylan, what are you doing?
I'm singing a duet with Janae Shivers, and we're singing Stitches by Shawn Mendes.
Very good. So what is the most exciting part of preparing for That's Entertainment? Is there one thing that obviously your duets have to be exciting, but is there one number or one part of the night that you're really fired up about?
My favorite part was probably when we first hear everyone else's duets and solos, and when we listen to the really amazing ones that just make you get goosebumps because they're just spectacular. That's probably my favorite part.
There's always one, two, sometimes more during a year when they just stand out and you're just kind of blown away. I can imagine when you first hear those what that is like. For you, Dylan?
The skits are always fun to see because we talk about it some, but we don't know what everybody's doing. And so seeing them for the first time, it's like, people are going to like that. And then I would say another thing would be the Tiger Chorale Guys song. The dress rehearsal, or the Wednesday rehearsal before, we always dress up in some random clothing, so that's always interesting.
All right. You got yours picked out?
Not yet. I got to go to the closet back there and see what I can find.
Very good, very good. As the performance year comes to a close, really, with That's Entertainment, what are the things about Tiger Chorale that you're going to take away from or remember or really, not just That's Entertainment, just in general, being around this crew or different performances?
Well, we've both been in it for 3 years, so we both have a lot of experience with it, and just it's kind of interesting from one year to the next, seeing kind of what everyone contributes each year, and it's just different. And what we take from it would probably just be, honestly, just getting along with everyone and understanding everyone's role in the choirs and not putting anyone down just because they're not as spectacular as other people.
It's a lot of work. I mean, I don't think some people understand the work you guys put in. Is there one thing you take away?
Time management. Because with other sports, we have to come here right after and go through a whole nother rehearsal, and so it's, you gotta know what you're doing with your time.
Call. Wyatt, I know you're new to our locker room show, okay? Dylan's going to have an idea what's coming, but we do a thing called Tiger Talk. Oh, no. And it's a question about anything, not necessarily music, not necessarily Tiger Chorale. So, with the Avengers coming out, first, are you a fan?
Yes, definitely.
And your favorite superhero doesn't have to be with the Avengers. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, crap. It changes all the time. Right now, my current one is probably Spider-Man's played by Tom Holland. The more recent Spider-Man, not the older version of Spider-Man. I wasn't a fan of that Spider-Man.
Gotcha. And if you could have a superpower of any kind, what would it be, and do you have a reason for it?
Controlling time. Because then I could basically do whatever I want. Even if I couldn't teleport somewhere or read minds, if I mess something up, I can just go back, or if somebody's bothering me, I can just pause time and walk away, and then I basically just teleported, and even though I didn't, everyone else just stopped moving.
And I promise you, these guys had no idea what I was going to ask. He nailed it. That
Yeah, that's something he would have known.
First off, are you an Avengers fan?
I haven't watched the Avengers movies, but I hear they're really good. So
Favorite superhero?
I'm gonna go with the classic Superman.
Superman. And if you could have a superpower, it would be, and why?
I would say mind reading, but at the same time, I don't really want to know what everybody else is thinking. But it'd be nice to teleport some places.
Okay, very good. Well, I know you guys are going to teleport the into Thursday and Friday. Good luck with That's Entertainment. Dylan Moon, Wyatt Kipfer, our guest on the Locker Room Show. Back on the Twin Valley Locker Room Show, we get a chance to talk with the music director here at CCCHS, Kara Bergston, and fun to hear Wyatt and Dylan talk about something that you were a part of. I know I ask you this every year, but it's fun to look back. Something that you were such a big part of, That's Entertainment and this music department, and now to see you get to influence others.
Yeah. I feel like it's been almost like an honor to come back to Clay Center and do it because, growing up, like that was one of my favorite things I ever did in high school was be in Tiger Chorale and be in That's Entertainment, and I just loved it. Like that was the highlight, I feel like, of high school for me. And so then to be able to come back and be in charge of it and be on the other side of it it's been awesome.
Yeah,
so.
I can imagine. As you prepare this year for this show, talk about your seniors a little bit because if you could go through them, I know Wyatt and Dylan said they've been 3 years in Tiger Chorale. Kind of give us a breakdown.
Sure. So I'll go through sections so I don't forget somebody. So in the soprano section, I have Veronica Allen, and she's been in it 2 years. And then Janae Shivers has been in it 1 year. I think those are the two in the soprano section. We actually have a lot of seniors. We have probably over half of the Tiger Chorale is seniors. So Veronica is our section leader for the sopranos as well. And then in the bass section, Dylan Moon, like he said, he's been here 3 years. And Brayton Williams is also in it. He has been here 2 years. So I'm losing half of my basses. And Dylan is my section leader for the basses. And then the tenors, Wyatt Kipfer, he's been here 3 years. Keith Meyer has been here 1 year. And thinking who else? Reed Knitter has been in it 1 year. And I think that's it for the tenors. So I'm losing over half of my tenors as well. And my section leader is Wyatt for the tenors. And then for the altos, I have Jerry Ann Holt and Haley Franson. They've both been in it 2 years. And also Jalen Casper has been in it 2 years. And then Aaron Hamill has been in it 1 year. So I'm losing 4 of my 5 altos. So next year is going to be quite the replacing or kind of rebuild it back up because I have a lot of people leaving. And then for my altos, I was going to say, section leader is Jerry Ann. So,
now, as the process of when you've got veterans, obviously it helps your program, but then you do at some point lose those veterans. Yeah. What's the process for next year? When does that begin? Has it already begun?
Yeah. So we are going to do auditions next week for next year's choirs. So basically anyone that's in choir can audition, as well as I email all the kids and say, hey, if you want to be in choir, come see Mrs. Bergston, come see me, and I will audition you. So, and then I usually bring in a couple other people, so it's not just me. I can't be biased in any way that way, so we kind of have a panel of judges, and we listen to everyone. I have them sing, and they also dance as well. And then we kind of give them a score, and we just go with the top scores. And so yeah, it is kind of a process, and it's always really sad for me to see the seniors leave because I feel like you build quite a relationship with each kid over all these years, and I miss them every year. I'm like, oh, so sad to see them go, but I'm glad. I mean, they need to go on and pursue their careers and things, but yeah, I'll miss them a lot.
I can imagine. So now let's talk about the performance Thursday and Friday nights at 7:30. That's entertainment. For those maybe in the community who haven't been before, give them a little glimpse. And for those who have been many years, what can they expect this year?
Sure. So in general, it's about a 2-hour show, and I kind of call it like a variety show. We have all different kinds of genres of songs, fast songs, slow songs, some new songs, some old ones. And a lot of them we dance, do choreography with, and we sing. Some of them that are slower ones, we just kind of sing. We don't do a whole bunch of dancing with it. And then we also have 2 MCs. We have our MCs this year are Addie Mullen and Nate Fox, and they introduce each act and kind of tell some funny jokes. It's just fun to see them interact with each other every year. And so they introduce each act, and then we have the different songs. Every choir is responsible for a certain number of songs, and then we have a bunch of solo acts as well. So those, or duets like the boys were talking about. So those kids have auditioned, and it's kind of like a competitive thing. Everyone wants a solo, of course. Yeah. So it's kind of a big deal to get a solo. Also, the dance company and Slagle Studio have a number in it, so their dancers come and perform. But yeah, it's a really fun night. And the thing I should not forget is we have the skits. Everyone loves the skits. So we don't really tell you it's coming. It just kind of like a song ends, and then just kind of we open the curtain, and there's just this funny little skit. And we try to make them funny. People laugh and really enjoy that. It's some people's probably favorite part of the whole night.
And
so.
tell the viewers how many years this is for that.
This is the 40th year, actually. So it's kind of neat. Like, just to be a part of something that's been around that long is also really special.
It is a terrific tradition and a terrific show. If you've not been before, come check it out. Really appreciate your time, guys. For Wyatt and for Dylan and Mrs. Bergston, we appreciate the Tiger Chorale and the music department at CCCHS.